Hey everyone, Siam here. So today I'm going to cover 3 points. I'm going to talk about the redacted stuff in some of my videos, what a DEX actually is, and why 6-6ing is smarter than 3-3ing. So the other day, or the other week, I put out 4 videos about rebasing DAOs, what they are, and for absolute basics of it. Because I was talking to an audience, and it was mixed. So some of them were my students that were already well aware of it, but there were a few people that were relatively new to crypto. And I saw some absolute weird comments saying that, you know, why is he doing this fake ass presentation to a room of no one? Well, it wasn't a room of no one. Here we go. This was a picture as people were walking in. There was about 170 people there. And so, yeah, every 2 months, the realistic trader community get together, have a whole day of learning new stuff, and then we get absolutely trolleyed at night. We have amusements, chocolate fountain, DJ, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, they're really fun. So that was, as you can see, that was where the presentation was. And by the way, yes, there have been a fair few trolls since I put these out, but most of you have been absolute legends. Thank you so much for being really nice, and I really hope that these videos have helped. And I wish I could respond to all 300 odd comments, but every day, there's more coming. So thank you. But anyway, let's get on with the video. So the redacted stuff. So some of the videos, I think it was one of these, part 3 maybe. Yeah, there's some comments like results were blacked. Why is the screen blacked? Why is it censored? Huge red flag. And and the reason being is that I'm pretty much doxed already, and I don't put much out on Twitter or YouTube. So the stuff I do put out on Twitter and YouTube are like 1 to 5% of what I do, and I just don't feel comfortable. I mean, everyone knows I'm in crypto already, so there's a target on my back. But as you can see in the results bit, I just didn't want to share my whole pot, how much I make in cash flow every day. All my cryptos are in cash flowing cryptos and all sorts of stuff. So there's just some not nice people out there, and I've already had stalkers in the past. So we've had to get really hot on physical security and cyber security, and yeah, just normal OPSEC is a good thing to have. So yeah, for my students in the realistic trader community, they all know what we're doing, and in the Telegram I share every single thing I do in real time, and I never front run anyone. And that's one of the other comments. A few people said, oh, I'm only putting these videos out with Ohm because I'm trying to, you know, gain liquidity so I can exit. Liquidity, if you think that, you haven't watched any of the videos and you don't understand what protocol owned liquidity is. There is no liquidity issues. Whales can get out of there. At one point I had one of the biggest wallets in the world for Ohm, and I got out as a whole and didn't have any liquidity issues. So yeah, and the thing is, yes, so that's that. Now I also, just to make sure I'm on track, the DEX comments. This is hilarious. So I think on video 1 there are a whole bunch of people saying, oh, what an idiot. IDO doesn't mean initial Discord offering, means initial DEX offering. I think your data that you're basing your opinions on is flawed and out of date, sirs, that have said that. The market has moved quite fast, especially with the explosion of DeFi 2.0. And an IDO does mean initial DEX offering originally, but it now also means initial Discord offering. There are dozens and dozens of DAOs launching and getting millions, tens of millions of dollars in liquidity and market cap from Discord. They literally whitelist, pre-seed and whitelist and launch via Discord. So it is an initial Discord offering. So yeah, get with the times here, like Celestino. Initial DEX offering, lol. Joke's on you, sir. And then on Twitter, I try to explain why I have these things called sidesteps. So I jump in and out of the market, and I love a bear market. I make all of my money during bear markets. Anyone is a wizard in a rising market, but everyone gets steamrolled during bear markets. That's where I thrive. And so I've just pulled this out of my ass, 6-6ing. I've coined this. And basically, I have a simple, if I just get rid of these, I'll just make it a nice clear chart. Let's go into the daily. Like I sold all of my ohm a fair while ago, and I'm still not in ohm. I haven't been in ohm for a good month or two. And here's why. If we let's look at Tesla as a better example. All you need to do is, you don't need to be a wizard with technical analysis or anything. You just need to be able to understand what a base support level is. Okay, so look at the daily chart, zoom out a bit, and you'll see what the base support level is. And you just connect the bottoms. And what the market does is like, imagine an elastic band connected between this base support and the price. And whenever the market gets way too overextended, it just brings the market back down to this base support. So I remember when it went nuts and Tesla was like 850, and I said to everyone, I actually drew a big circle saying, hey, look, nature abhors a vacuum, and this is what it is. And I drew this big circle, and guess what happened? It just fell straight back into this circle. And it's the same now. I mean, there's a couple of vacuums here which are waiting to be filled. So let's take ohm, for example. And let's just do a little example where you have a 3-3er, someone that's blindly and naively 3-3ing just because, it's prisoner's dilemma and all that sort of stuff, but not really understanding how to trade properly. Now, understandably, probably for 90% of people that don't know how to trade, 3-3ing is probably the safest thing. But all you need is just a little bit of knowledge, and you'll be able to 6-6. So let's say we start with 10. We both start with 10 ohm. Now, I'm going to ignore rebases during this exercise because it actually helps 6-6ing. If you include all of the rebasing, 6-6ers actually make way more. So I'm just going to make this as pessimistic as possible. So it doesn't matter when we get in, but what you need to do is simply just draw the base trend line. So again, it's very subjective, but it's going to be something like this. And in reality, you'll be able to look further, extend this, but obviously for this exercise I can't. And all you're going to do is sell when the market breaches your base support. Now, I have a thing called KOBO. Now, what KOBO is kiss off, bugger off. So typically, whenever you have a strong support level or resistance level, and the market comes down and smashes through a level, what nearly always happens, probably 80-85% of the time, is the market will pull back to kiss off previous support, which is now resistance, and then bugger off. Hence, so kiss off, bugger off. That's what I call it. And so what happens is when I see base support being breached, I'm looking for a KOBO, and then I'll get out on the kiss off. So I'd wait a bit. Is it going to pull back a bit more? It's getting a bit weak. No. Okay. So I was hoping it would go up a little bit further, maybe to 950, but in this case, it's really struggled to KOBO. So let's say I've missed out on a better exit, but I'm just going to get out here at, what is it, what price is that? 760. So I will simply get my calculator out. So 10 times 760 is 7,600. So I'm now sat here in a stable coin with 7,600, whilst a 3-3 will just sit there with their 10 ohm. That looks like 108 now. So let's just just move this a bit. And then I'll wait. And guess what I'm waiting for? As time progresses, what you'll see, oops, drawing random dots, is that it will create a base resistance level, something like this. And so all I'm going to do is wait until the market breaches this in KOBOs. Again, you don't need to be I've been trading for about 18 years now, so this is literally as basic as it gets, but anyone can do this. You can do this even after watching this video. So here the market has breached it. You can see it's done its KOBO. I'll give it one more day. Yeah, that'll do, pig. So it's breached it, it's come back down, and it looks like, yeah, so I'm going to get back in here at 180, and let's just zoom in a bit. Oops, it wasn't that candle there. 193. So I keep losing track. So I then take my stable coin and divide that by 193, 39.37. So I've now got 39.37 ohm. Whereas, I mean, what is the time distance? As I said, I'm ignoring the rebases because it actually works better for me. So from exiting around here to getting back in, it's about a month. I mean, look at the uplift. Oh, Jesus Christ. The uplift, I've made like 400% uplift. You're not going to make 400% in 1 month with ohm. So we're now back in. A 3-3 is sat there at 10 ohm. I have not been slapped in the face because, by the way, the ohm holder, the 3-3, they would have watched their equity vanish, just evaporate from sort of by about 60-70%. Whereas I've moved to a stable coin and protected my equity and then bought in at a lower price. So I then literally, if price goes sideways, you're making money with the DAO, and then eventually, give it time, you'll start a new base support. So it'll be something like this. Oopsie, whoopsie. Here we go. And all I'm gonna do is get out when base support is breached. Whoops. Ah, shit. So let's say this has been breached and I've seen it and, you know, live, or I've missed it. I'll probably give it one day, just see if it pulls back a bit. Give it one more day. Oh, that's actually a high test. I'm going to get back in. So that's actually quite bearish, that high test there. So what I'll then do is, where were we? We're sat there in ohm. Yeah, we're going to exit now. We're going to exit at, what price is that? So 420. Elon Musk's favorite number. So times 420. Gonna get out. So we're now sat there 16,538. 16,538. I'm going to do a few more examples because I really want to help sort of labor the point here, because it really will change your life. Honestly, these side steps have changed my life for sure. So I'm out. We're out of the market, somewhere around this level. Come on. Right. Then we just wait. Wait, have I screwed up here? So in this case, you'll be like, oh shit, have I screwed up? And then you just wait. And now, because it's given us a bit of time, guess what? We've got another base resistance. So I'm actually seeing this. I'm actually nice and happy that I've made the right move. You don't always time it properly. Here we go. And I'll be looking at this thinking, ooh, am I going to get back in? Am I going to? Yeah, okay. So I've missed it here. I was hoping for another pullback, but let's go back in. What is that? 362. So that divided by 362 means I've now got 45.68 ohm. 45.68. So 45.68 ohm. And then, yeah, back in the market again. As I said, I'm ignoring the rebases because it actually helps me more because I've got way more ohm, which means I get more ohm per rebase than someone that's stuck with 10. So the hodler, the 3-3er, stuck with a very small amount, whereas you, just by doing a very simple, unsophisticated sidestep, your pot is 4 times bigger. So we're back in. So now we just got to wait. Okay, so now it's starting to show us some sort of base support. And what do you think we're going to do? Exactly the same. We're just going to watch this base support and react accordingly. Have no emotion or emotional connection to your assets. That's where a load of newbies go wrong. You see this with Ripple idiots. They're so obsessed with, emotionally attached to something that, they end up hurting themselves. You must be completely cold and ruthlessly analytical when you're investing. So here, as I said, base trendline will support, looking after you. So you'll be hodling, getting all the rebases, lovely. And then at this point here, I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking to get out on a pullback. Ah, bugger. Pullback. Okay, give it one more day. One more day. If it comes back down, I'm getting out. Yeah, I'm out. So what is that? 947. So where were we? Yeah, so 45 times 947. Get out. So I'm now sat there with 43,266. 43,266. and you're sat there in a stable coin, DAI, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat, and you're just waiting. When you first do it, you're like, have I made the right choice? Have I made the right choice? And then guess what happens? Over a period of time, it starts creating another base resistance, something like this, and you're thinking, am I going to get back in or out? That's actually a negative bar. Balls. Okay, so at this point here, you're going to get back in. So 862. So divide that by 862, 50.19. So you got 50.19 ohm. Right, let's see what happens. So you're back in. Oh, okay. So sometimes you can misread the trend line, because at this point, was it more like this? Did the market literally, was it that? Give it one more day. Okay. So sometimes you can get it wrong. So we're back in. Balls. Right. It's that one. So sometimes this is a good example of screwing up. So sometimes the market can sort of fake you out a bit, because there was a trend line here, but definitely the market is actually, this one's more accurate. You can see it's actually just bouncing off this one. So actually I'm going to sell on this one. So what is it? 766. So get out. Get up, times 766. Here we go, 38. So yeah, you've taken a little bit. 38,447, 38,447, and then you're just gonna sit tight. Watch this bounce. Oh, that takes us to modern day. Here we go. So that's it. And then obviously you just wait, and with ohm you're not going to get back in until you're broken up from that trend line. Now I'm very bullish on ohm, I really am, but at the moment we're in a bit of a falling compression, so we should see potentially something like that happen. Now the reason I haven't been in ohm for a long time is because I actually got out somewhere like this. So I was drawing this base trend line, and I got out literally at 9.50. I remember I got out at 9.50, and I haven't been in since. And the reason being is I took all of that and I entered time, and I've been in time all of that time, as in Wonderland time. So yeah, so I've just been out, and personally I'm not looking to get back into ohm until it sorts its shit out. And the other thing is, I also haven't been in Klima. I really like Klima. So if we have a look at, if I open Dex Screener, try and find Klima. I love what Klima's doing, I really do, but I haven't touched it. Why? Because it's still in price discovery. It's in free fall. For a long time I said, yeah, it's probably a nice buy sub 1,000, but I've just been tracking it. I mean, just look at this. Remember, although I love what Klima's doing, what it's trying to do, why would I buy into this when it can't even breach through its base resistance? You'd be barking mad. Now, if anything, this looks like a falling compression, which is actually quite bullish. Just like ohm is looking quite bullish on the bigger picture. So what I would love to see, Klima, hopefully you can shake off these blues. I would love to see something like this, and KOBO out of this compression. Then I'll get back into you for around 1,000, 1,200 or something like that. But at the moment, hopefully we should see a little bounce off this support level. But there's nothing stopping this from falling, so I'm out. So I'm in. In fact, having said that, I'm out of time as well. I'm doing a little sidestep. If you see over here, so today, literally at 14:34 today, I said that high test on AVAX, and bearish rectangle, and a bunch of other patterns on time. Now about to sidestep. Around 7,250 for re-entry at the moment. And it's also forming head and shoulders on the 1 hour chart, and I said it would be falling from all the way down here, and yeah, it's actually already happening. So it's been a pretty fast movement down actually, because we've already hit 7,250, went below 7,250. So I got out around here. I could actually buy it back in now actually. That's a pretty overextended candle. So yeah, but hopefully that makes sense. That's what I'm talking about with 3-3ing. And by the way, you can even exacerbate. So going back to this example, you're basically going to way outpace other hodlers over here. And it's even better if you go in and out of the rebases. So you get the rebase, bug out for the rebase, get out again. And it only works on a falling market, not on a rising market. So hopefully that makes sense. And I need to get back. I need to get back into time actually. So we'll see how this goes. Right, toodles. Bye bye.